Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Crypto Jarhead coming at you with a Thorn coin update today for the second video of the day. The Oracle put out a new video on Thorn coin today, and it seems like he confirmed that anybody with an active long-term stake is going to be put into a pool where you're eligible to have people that come in with no referral link. You're eligible to have them placed underneath you. And as you can see, my referrals went up one. However, this was not one of those. So what I did is I planned on opening up a new Thorn coin account to use. I was going to sell my 581 by the time my short-term stake is done. That should be, or not 581, sorry. I've got 589, I think, after my long-term stake. 588.9. So I'll get 16 Thorns from this round of staking. So that'll put me just over 600. And what I'm going to do with that 600 is, I'm going to sell them when it hits the price of between $30 and $50. I mathed it out at, $40, just kind of, directly in the middle of that range. So I should be looking at $24,000 worth of Thorn that I can sell on the internal exchange, right? So what I'm planning on doing with that is I'm going to pull out $9,000. Go ahead and 5 of that's going to be reserved for the next couple ICOs. I'm going to go big in the next couple ICOs. I'm going to go ahead and pull out. I'm going to do an initial drop of like $2,000 into each of these, and then have a $1,000 reserve. So that's for for me. That's going pretty big on the next couple ICOs, which I still don't know what they are yet. Nothing's still really promising. But I'm going to take the remaining $15,000 from selling my Thorn, send it to Coin Exchange, and try and buy 15,000 more Thorn day one. Realistically, I'm probably going to get somewhere between 10 and 12,000 Thorn, which is still the best way to grow your Thorn amount, the amount of Thorns that you have. It would take me, man, I don't even want to math how long it would take me to short-term stake 1,000 or up to 10,000 Thorns. It wouldn't happen any other way unless I can sell it on the internal exchange. For $40 is what I'm aiming for there, and then turn around and rebuy back in when it's that short window of time when it's at the ICO price of around $1. That's the best way to grow your Thorns if you have them. And also, if you notice, I'm going to go ahead and pull out cash in my pocket. And I'm going to use half of that for seed money, or a little over half, but half of that's going to be seed money. Half of that is going to, I'm going to play with. All right, sorry about that. Had a buddy of mine pull up in the driveway. Where the hell was I? Damn, completely lost track of my time. The Oracle is right. When you hit that pause button, you just a weird thing happens. Okay. So I was talking about selling all the Thorn I have right now, but I'm not yes, technically that's selling out. But the reason that I'm doing it is not so I can just dump Thorn and walk away from the platform. It's so that I can pull out way more than 10 times my initial investment. I could even feasibly pull out just $5,000 and throw 19,000 at Coin Exchange and hope to get around 15,000 Thorn. And that would still be like a 20x on my initial investment, which is a pretty damn good, pretty good, right? So I'm doing that just because, you got to take care of yourself first. You never want to buy into all the hype. Even though I love Thorn, I love everything they're doing. The fact is, it is still cryptocurrency, and anything can happen. And if you have a chance to pull some of your cash out and still have a large, ICO win to play with, you should take that chance. So anyway, I'm gonna try and pull 9,000 out. Even if it only hits $30 on that internal price, that'll still get me 18 grand. I can still pull 5 out and hope to get around 10,000 Thorn, which is still a pretty nice little chunk of change. At that point, when I've got 30,000 Thorn, that would be nice, huh? When I've got 10,000 Thorn, then I don't have to wait nearly as long to hit my price points. I can wait for it to hit $30 and I'll have a $300,000 loan, and that would get me right around $4,500 a day at 1.5. If they kind of get it together where they're consistently hitting the 1.5 regular interest plus the bonus interest, that $300,000 loan would put about $5,500 a day in my pocket. But right now they're averaging around 1.2 a day plus bonus. So that would put me back up to the just regular 1.5. So anyway, that's what I'm doing with Thorn. That's my new plan here. It's been confirmed that the long-term staking will get you referrals. It gives you a chance to get referrals, right? It's not a guarantee that you're going to get referrals, but when people come in off of, not on a referral link, they come in just fresh, you'll have a chance to get those guys as referrals. So for that, to me, that's worth dropping the 25 Thorn. That's the minimum amount that you can loan. So I went ahead and did that. That's not going to hurt my plan really at all. It's just my short-term staking Thorn that I have received from my 3 rounds covers that and brings me up to 600 total Thorn to play with initially. However, there was one caveat. The Oracle tried to do a loan today. I think he was just trying to do like a 2,000 token stake, long-term stake. He might have been trying to do more. But it capped him at 1,000, and then he could not, like when you do the short-term staking, if you have more than 1,000, you can, hit the max, right? So hit that max button, boom. It'll cap at 1,000, hit the I'm not a robot and stake, and then come back and do it again until you run out of Thorn, right? Well, when he tried doing that for the long-term staking, it didn't work. It stopped him at 1,000. So I'm not sure if that was some kind of a glitch because he initially tried 2,000, or if maybe they're capping you at 1,000 per day that you can initiate into a long-term stake. That might be possible. Thorn has limited, in the past, in the ICO, they limited you to 1,000 tokens per day, or per round, which they had initially planned to be a day. So they probably just programmed it 1,000 per round and told us it was 1,000 per day. But point being that, if I'm trying to get 10,000 Thorn, I may not be able to slap them all into a long-term stake on the same day. So you might want to consider lowering your price points a little bit, $5 to $10. So that way, once it hits, you can start your long-term staking, and then it should still continue to rise. And so that, by the time that you're on that last round, hopefully it is actually at the price point you wanted. If not, say if you're holding out for a $100 price point, and it hits and you do that first round of staking at $100, and then the next day, you might have to be a little patient. If it's hovering around $100, the next day you go to do another stake and maybe it's only at 95. You might have to wait a little while until the price hits $100 to stake your next 1,000 tokens, or just call it close enough, and do it. So it is still unclear whether that is intentional or maybe it was some kind of leftover programming or something. But there is that. I did notice that today, and if it is a $1,000 a day long-term staking limit, that's going to throw a lot of wrenches in a lot of gears for people's plans. Now I'm really hoping that they don't have like 1,000 Thorn limit on long-term staking, which would make 0 sense for them to do that. Just it would make absolutely no business sense whatsoever for them to limit how much you can lend. But the only thing I can think of is for increased sustainability, maybe. But even then, it doesn't really shake, because you want more people lending to increase your sustainability, and you want obviously you want more people giving you more money to play with your trading bot. But I don't know. I'm not really going to speculate on that. I'm just passing along what I saw. So just a heads up, it may be $1,000 per day that you can initiate a long-term stake with. So that's information to have. And if you go to stake, 3,000 Thorn and you can't do it, this way you're not blindsided. You'll be like, okay, well, that Jarhead guy said that it might be $1,000 per day, so I'll stake another 1,000 tomorrow and 1,000 the day after. So anyway, that is all I've got for Thorn today. A massive strategy shift in the past, was it 2 days? I think I've been talking about this. I was originally, I was going to hold out for about a $50 price point for my 600 Thorns, and just kind of deal with a $30,000 loan, which is still a pretty good hit. That's, $500 a day in my pocket, which for, a guy fresh putting his money in to these spaces, that's pretty good, because, I got into this for about $250, somewhere around there. So I would be doubling my initial investment every day, and that's pretty good, and can definitely use that to springboard into other ICOs, which I highly recommend. However, before you get into any ICO, you need to do your own research, and that does not mean listening to people on YouTube, okay? Because I'm doing this for fun. I like to do this kind of stuff, and I stand to make a lot of money by going into these platforms. However, I do drop referral links, so there is a possibility that I'll be compensated financially for making these videos, which I think is, it's ethical. It takes a lot of my time to make these videos. I'm not doing it to get paid. I'm doing it because I love it, but I don't have an issue with making a little money off of some people signing up underneath me and spending the money that they wanted to spend anyway. However, there are other YouTubers that are just going to promote any platform they can, and try and just, they don't throw any of their money into these platforms. They're just trying to live off of the referral commission, basically. So you want to be careful if you're, claiming that you're doing research by watching videos, especially because everyone on YouTube has ulterior motives, and I'm not trying to exclude myself from that. I was very upfront that I do stand to make some money in referrals from doing this. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the right reason, because I like to do it, but other people may not be so scrupulous. They might have ulterior motives and just promote anything that they can. But if you're going to get into any ICO, you need to open up the white papers and you need to read through them yourself. Don't just go off the Cliff Notes version. Read through them yourself. And that's going to prevent a lot of people, a lot of people are panicking when certain things happen. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know anything about this." Well, I mean, it was in the white papers, dude. You know, like Chrysos was kind of a sleeper. You know, the Oracle was pumping that a lot, and it was getting a lot of exposure because of that. But it didn't have nearly the amount of exposure that Thorn does. And so I'm not that surprised that they're having a volume issue now. Once they hit the external exchange, I really hope that changes because it's going to open up a whole new market of people. And, you know, it should help a lot having more people available to buy and sell this Chrysos token. But my point is, a lot of people had no idea. They thought it was going to be the next Devore. You know, the next Regal coin, Bitconnect, if you got into that early, not back in like November of last year. You know, Bitconnect gets a really, really bad rap, but the fact of the matter is that lending platform was around for 2 years, man. Well, almost 2 years. It's a long-ass time. You know, it had to die one day, just as Thorn will die one day. You know, it's not forever. I hope it lasts as long as Bitconnect does, because that would be awesome. But one day it's going to die. You know, and Bitconnect gets so much, like, mud smeared all over it. And yeah, they kind of did do some scumbag shit at the end there with that Bitconnect X. You know, I can't defend that. But, you know, the fact of the matter is a lot of people got into that early, and a lot of people made a lot of money. Not just, you know, the YouTube promoters, the freaking Craig Johnson or whatever his name is, and Trevon James, and Crypto Nick. You know, not just those guys, but regular average people that got into Bitconnect early made a lot of money on it. You know, it's the people that came in that were, you know, oh man, it's been paying out for a while. You know, I'm going to do something really stupid. And I'm going to put every penny of savings I have into this, you know. Never ever put everything you have into any investment. Like, I don't care what the hell it is. You know, even like a government bond, that's guaranteed, you know, guaranteed 1 or 2% or whatever that bond is, you know, what the terms of that bond are. You know, that is absolutely guaranteed. But what's not guaranteed is inflation. You know, so for example, if you're in a 1% government bond for 10 years, but the U.S. dollar has inflated, you know, 1.5 to 2% in that 10 years, you're actually losing money doing the bond thing, you know. And so if you can actually lose money in government bonds, which are 100% secured by the federal government, you can lose money in anything. You know, so that's all that to say, don't ever put everything you have into any platform at all. You know, only put in what you're willing to lose. You know, period. Like that $250 that I put into Thorn, you know, if Thorn collapsed, I'm going to be pissed, don't get me wrong, because of the amount of money that I could have made. But it's not going to ruin me. It's not going to scare me out of the ICO game for good. You know, it's going to suck, and I'm not going to be happy because of how much money I could have made. Not because of how much I lost when I put it in. If that makes any kind of sense. Now, even after all that spiel, I do have to say, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. Do not take any financial advice off of anybody from YouTube. I have to get better at saying that every video. I forget a lot of times, guys. It just, you know, I just get to talking like I would talk to one of my buddies, and you know, they know I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't have to say that shit. But just to kind of cover my own ass, I do have to say that every video. If I was a little more tech savvy, I'd probably have like a little scrolling thing along the bottom saying, "Hey, this is not financial advice." You know, like, but I'm not, and I don't think it's really that serious. And if any platforms that I'm promoting go under, I'm going to, I'll have lost a shit ton of money too. So I'll be just as mad as you guys. But let's see. I'm kind of going around in circles now, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. Because my last couple of videos have been pretty long, and I don't want to make that a habit. So there's my Thorn update. Just to recap real quick, long-term staking confirmed to potentially get you referrals. However, there might be a 1,000 Thorn per day cap. I'm going to open up a support ticket and ask the Thorn team. The 2 or 3 times I have opened up a ticket with Thorn, they've been very, very prompt in a response. So hopefully I should have a response here in the next day on that to see if there is a cap. Because if there is, that's something I completely missed in the white papers. It does happen. I did read them. And I read them quite a few times. And I don't remember seeing anything about a 1,000 Thorn cap on lending. But it could very well have just been some kind of a glitch or a mistake or something. Some leftover programming from the ICO limit or something. Who knows? So anyway, I'm going to be doing a video a little later on today on profits when straight withdrawing 100% every day versus profits on the 75-25 withdraw reinvest plan. So I'll break down those numbers. You know how I do it with the little memo pad. So I'll break down those numbers so you can see for yourself the benefits of doing the 75-25 plan. And I'm just going to I'll probably go into a little bit about how it's better for the platform. But the bottom line for me is that it's actually better financially for you and for me. We'll pull out more money. If I do this, I will get more money from the same loan than if I just pulled everything out every day, So that's information I want to get out to you guys. And you can see the formulas, you can see the math, and you can kind of know when to expect the increase in profit if you do this. So stay tuned for that. That'll probably be in a couple hours. I still gotta make that video. And I'm watching the kid today, so don't want to just be doing all crypto all day. I want to spend some time with him. Anyway, feel free to leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Getting a lot more activity in the comment section, a lot more thumbs up. I'm really liking it. I'm really digging it, guys. I was actually shocked to see one of my videos. I think it's about a week old, but it's got like 350 views or something like that. That blows my mind. I love it. It's great. So I love hearing from you guys. I love when you guys give me ideas for videos. I love, all this stuff. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to keep doing this. I really enjoy doing this. So, I'll see you guys next time.